I haven't seen my son since August 22nd, 2021. That's when he was taken from me based on false allegations. I'm doing a bigger video to highlight the judicial corruption in Harris County. But before I get that, I'm making these small little segments for you to watch. I think we should start this video with this message. And if you watch this whole video, the ending is going to be crazy. But this is where this video needs to start. My ex is in the pink. I got this text message when she allowed me to transfer photos. I went snooping. I found this, and I found out that I might not be Christopher's father. Amongst those messages, this one really stuck out for me because it has created the pattern of abuse. And so this message is very relevant. If you look at the pink, that's her responding to her friend. What's normal visitation? I don't want him taking my son. It's usually like every other weekend or something like that. To take him for the weekend from Friday night to Sunday evening, like, hell no, fuck that. I'll sacrifice and world my ass off. He is not taking my son. He is not emphasized. And so some of y'all have seen my fight, what I have done. I've showed where law enforcement won't enforce possession and access. I've shown where the judicial branch doesn't really care. And when you get to the end of this, it's pretty sickening. All right, guys. Some of y'all want to know why I'm so angry with the judiciary and why I do the things that I do. And it's because I've been telling these judges, I've done my own motions, I've done my own homework, I've done my own legal research. And I can tell you that in Harris County, things aren't as they seem. There's a lot of favors that are being exchanged for legal actions to proceed. And when I say favors, some of them may include sexual favors. If you wait till the end of this video, you're going to hear something that's very shocking. But first, before I go over that, I want to talk about my talking parents and the date of this talking parents, 8/22/2021 at 10:27 p.m. At 10:27 p.m., I got this message in Talking Parents. Now, remember, this is the last time I've seen my son. I returned Christopher on 8/22/2021. And if we pay attention to the dates, you're going to see how everything unfolds. Everybody that is going through family court that talks about false allegations, you need to get your documents. You need to make sure that you're able to subpoena them or get them through public information. Now, let's get into this case. So the last time I saw Christopher, they alleged that I abused Christopher. I took Christopher to the park. I take Christopher bike riding. Me and Christopher do things outdoor. If Christopher has scratches from being a boy, that's what fathers and daddies do. We do fun things, right? Disneyland dads, as they like to call us. Anyway, 8/22/2021 at 10:27. I dropped him off at 6 o'clock. Christopher did not have any cuts or wounds when I dropped him off to you on Friday, August 20th, 2021. What happened to Christopher's left foot? And here, almost 10 minutes later, I acknowledge, and I said, he slipped running at the water park. It's superficial, non-emergency. I'm able to make that assessment because I was an EMT. I worked on the busiest ambulance in the city, or one of the busiest ambulances in the city. I have seen machetes to the face. I've seen shootings, stabbings, hangings. I've seen scratches. I've seen almost everything under the sun. So I know that the marks that were made required maybe a little Neosporin and maybe a Band-Aid and a kiss. But as we go through this Talking Parents, what about the bruises on his left shoulder and the two bruises like scratches in the middle of his back? And at that time, I don't engage with my ex that much because at some point she's looking for an argument. So I said, I don't know. He had those marks. How dare you? You are the biggest liar on this planet. Christopher had 0 marks on him when I dropped him off to you this past Friday in Flatonia, August 20th, 2021. The attached pictures were taken before I dropped Christopher off to you. I said, I don't know what to tell you. Good night. You don't have to tell me anything. You can explain to CPS and Judge Peak good night. Well, since Judge Peak won't allow me to have a fair hearing, Linda Dunson doesn't really want to talk about what happened in the past, even though it's relevant. I thought I'd make this video to show you guys why I'm so upset with the Harris County family law industry. One of the things that opposing counsel Carolyn Robertson hates is that when I put this stuff up on the internet, and this is an incident investigation report, but it says that the crime of the incident was assault, family member, penal code 22.01, family simple assault. And it was dated, and the time is 8/23/2021, 21:52. She made an assault report after me telling her the day before that he slipped at the water park, in which I have nothing to lie about. But for her to go out of her way, she already said she was going to tell Judge Peak. She already told me that she was going to call CPS. And this is what parents do. Now, this isn't the first time she's done this. But one of the things that I want to talk about is why on this date, why did she hit so hard on 8/23/2021? This is the last time I saw Christopher, August 22nd. Now, I know it says September, but this is the end of August. The next 2 weeks was the 3rd. When did she file the ex parte restraining order? On the 3rd. What's so significant about the 3rd is that the 4th of September is Christopher's birthday. Yes, that's Christopher's birthday. So she did this with the intent of keeping Christopher for his birthday. On 8/23 is when CPS took this investigation report, and that's when intake received that call. So the story goes that on 8/22, I dropped him off. On 8/23 after school, she takes him to the urgent care center in the Woodlands. She didn't like that she had to wait, so she left against medical advice and went to the Woodlands emergency room. So she left urgent care and she went to the emergency room. And then she proceeded to file this simple assault on me. So a couple days ago, after waiting 3 years, CPS finally sent me the reports. March 28, 2024, 2 days ago, I got this report. And so I feel like I need to go over it. So let's go with this report. It was initiated the day after, right? And it was unable to determine. The intake received it here. MO brought 5-year-old into the ER at Texas Children's Hospital in the Woodlands with abrasions to the right shoulder, abrasions to the top of the 5-year-old's left foot, and 5-year-old's lower back. They are all superficial. I reported to her that Christopher fell at the water park. Law enforcement made contact with MO and OV around 10:30 on 8/23/2021. So again, she picked him up from school, took him to the urgent care, took him to the ER, then filed a police report for assault. And this sentence really stuck out to me. FA made no mention to MO that OV sustained bruising or that there was any kind of accident over the weekend visitation. I just showed you the talking parents from the day before. If you look at the parties involved, they have her emotionally disturbed, DSM diagnosed. And this is what we've been seeing. Some of y'all have seen the text. She stated Christopher's pediatrician said it did not appear like Christopher was being abused by his father. The own pediatrician said that. She stated her son's father returned her son back from the court-ordered visitation with marks on his body. She stated she took Christopher to the doctor to make sure the marks were not signs of physical abuse, but she already filed an assault charge with law enforcement. Now, let me ask you, is that false report of abuse? So CPS, no safe, no danger indicators identified, no safety plan is needed at this time, but they wanted to put George on supervised visitation. Received a telephone call from the case manager, and this is Chelsea Matthews, and Ashley Rowland is the case manager. She stated that she saw the child in the clinic and the child appeared fine. If we talk to DFPS personnel contacted by Nicole Hubbard, the alleged perpetrator, I'm already a perpetrator. The clinic did not have concerns with the child. Their only concern was that the parents are fighting over the child. Ken Bradford was SAPD detective that called me. I made contact with Detective Chen via telephone. He stated at this time there's no charges filed on George Saldana for scratches that I told her about at the water park. The CPS investigator calls Carolyn Pena. She stated that she didn't feel comfortable talking to me alone, so I could meet her at her attorney's office on September 16, 2021. So they're going to meet at her attorney's office. Now watch this. On September 16, 2021, I made face-to-face contact with Carolyn Pena and her attorney, Kelly Joseph, at the attorney's office. My Joseph, it should say Mr. Joseph, stated that he doesn't believe that George is doing anything to harm Christopher. He believes that George allows Christopher to be a boy, which Carolyn doesn't do. He stated there's something wrong with George because he keeps filing injunctions with the court. He stated George even records the court hearings and posts them to his YouTube channels. Now, why are lawyers so concerned with me putting things on this YouTube channel?
And that's aggravated perjury on the record.
Okay, hold on just a moment, please. Now, where are you getting your transcript from, Mr. Saldana?
The court transcript's on the right. That's typing what I'm saying right now.
And how are you retaining it so that you can go back and read what was said 2 hours ago?
The little cursor on the right, when we took a break, I can push it up now. I can tell you what happened earlier today.
I can't do that, so go right ahead. What did she say?
She has just perjured herself in court. You as a magistrate judge here should take judicial notice, and that's a felony in the state of Texas.
I'm gonna put this on the YouTube. But this is just to show people how people get away using domestic violence or alleged abuse in order to obtain the advantageous result in a child custody hearing.
So this right here is Kelly Joseph. Kelly, what's going on?
Same old thing on a different day. How y'all doing?
What? He likes to lie to the judge to get the advantageous result. So, how about we'll catch you later?
What's this guy's position? What does he do?
Well, he's an attorney.
Oh.
And so,
I'm an attorney who represented his ex, and he didn't like the way the results came out, so he
No, because-
all of this stuff that y'all are seeing.
I just have one question. Do you believe that there is corruption within the system, or do you believe that the system has no corruption?
I believe the system has got lots of corruption in it.
Yeah.
Didn't you say Perjury Palace? That was Perjury Palace? Is that what you said?
I don't recall saying that, but I have heard that term used many times before.
So now that he has said that, stated that he doesn't believe George is doing anything wrong to Christopher, you have to understand that lawyers do have a duty to investigate their clients. Now, my biggest question in this video, this is why I made this video. My biggest question is why? Why did attorney Kelly Joseph, advance this ex parte temporary restraining order? Why did he advance this claim? That's unethical when you think, when you believe, or when you research your client and there's no findings. There's no findings from law enforcement. There's no findings from doctors. There's no findings from counselors. Why did this attorney advance that claim? And why wasn't it retracted? Now, remember, some of y'all that have been following me, she has lied on the affidavit. There's been 4 variations of the affidavit. It was brought up in final trial with 309th Linda Dunson. But Linda Dunson doesn't seem to think that this issue is important. She wants to hear moving on forward. She doesn't want to talk about this. And I do, because the reason why I'm on supervised visitations, why I'm having to go to anger management classes, is because I'm pointing this out, and I've been shouting it from the rooftops that there are unethical attorneys that use sex in order to move the action forward. It's criminal and it needs to stop. So here they made contact with Carlin, speech pathology. She stated that she has never had any concerns with abuse or neglect. Dr. Dana Kaiser from Texas Children, she hasn't had any concerns with abuse or neglect. We'll keep scrolling, and we're going to see made contact with medical assistant Alyssa. She stated that Dr. Swati Patty is Christopher's doctor, and there's not been any noted concerns. Stated that there's no noted concerns and agreed to be a safety monitor and contact agency if she has any concerns. That's medical assistant Amanda. Lim school counselor, Miss Garcia, hasn't noticed any concerns with abuse or neglect. She hasn't observed any visible marks or bruises, except the ones when the mother notified the school that he had received the bruise while with his father. Made face-to-face contact with Carolyn Pena. She stated she doesn't feel Christopher is safe with George, and she can't prove he is doing anything, but she knows that he's verbally abusive. The most disgusting part of this case. You should hear it for yourself. When cheaters use every amount of energy to cheat the system in order to obtain their selfish wants. So the question comes up, why did attorney Kelly Joseph advance this claim? And I think when you hear the audio, you're going to understand why.
Everybody found out at the office. Kelly told everybody at the office what happened. Everybody in the office found out. Everybody was pissed at her. They were mad because she did what she did.
Damn. And then she slept with Kelly, you confirm?
Yep, she slept with Kelly first, and then she's been sleeping with my husband for the last 2 years and a half.
And what did Kelly's girlfriend say about all this? The issue here is that this attorney, knowing and doing research on his client, investigating his own client, still pursued this action of restraining me from my child. That's the big picture. So let's wrap this up. In conclusion, this is bad all the way across the board. The child loses his father due to false allegations. But I think the underlying issue is that the child lost his father because some lawyer agreed to have sexual intercourse for favors to bring this action that he knew was false. And that within itself is abuse. When you prey on women and you promise them certain things for your legal services, and then you weaponize your legal service on the father. That's not acceptable at all. And since y'all have taken my child away, it's my job to expose it. I'll be having more videos come out. Thanks for watching.
Have color photos of a child that has bruises around his ankles, bruises on the back of on the bottom portion of his back, and nobody can give me an explanation as to how this baby has those kinds of physical injuries.
Correct. Nobody.
And
not
everybody's
CPS,
just
not
saying,
the police.
oh, well, Judge, I
But
didn't
you
do it.
blame
I
the
didn't
dad.
do it.
But
But we
you
have
blame
a
the dad.
baby that is disabled that has injuries.
Objection,
And
Your Honor.
so
Have
if you
met
all
my
want
son?
to cooperate, fine. But until we get some cooperation or get to the bottom of it, the child is going to remain protected. Okay?
Judge.
That's where I'm coming from.
To be